time to start making some copies. We're going to be using a lot of the pieces that we just made. So I'm going to go ahead and go in. We're going to select on this one and this one. In fact, let's go ahead and just make a copy of these. And let's get to a side view so we can see a little bit better. Just Control D on the keyboard. We're going to drag this one down. That'll set us up right there. And this one's actually going to be a little bit wider right in there. And then along with that copy, let's make another copy. I'll drag that one down. There we go. So we can see we're just setting ourselves up for the piece that goes across and across and across. And these actually just cut all the way through, so we can see in there, so we don't have to worry about making separate pieces. Alright, so with those in place, let's go ahead and get the arm piece that we've modeled, and we're just going to be reusing this arm piece. This one we're going to set up right in here. Let's go ahead and get him lined up nicely right about there. And our bottom section here, we'll just move about midway, just make sure that it's in there. And our bottom piece, we actually don't need quite as much going on in here. We'll get rid of that one. And then we'll move this section over. And we'll move this piece over. There we go. That gives us what we need there. We've made our connection up and in here. And actually, I'm going to scale this back down just a little bit. If I can see it in there, it needs a little bit of help to make sure that sets in right. Alright, and then with this guy right here, just like with the one above, we just want to make sure that it's finding a little bit on both sides there. And then we've got the one more bar that's going to come across from this one to this one. So again, Control D. And because we make so many copies of pieces, hopefully it does give you encouragement to take your time with some of the pieces and detail them out, because it definitely will get used over and over. So the more details that you can craft into it, the better. Alright, so that's going to connect us here. Let's go ahead and go into our vertex mode on this guy. Let's make sure we're in object mode there. There we go. And again, we're going just enough. You can go all the way in, you can go part way out, but we just need enough that we're not hanging out so that you see into the model, but we want to make sure that we're tucked away nice and neat inside of it. Alright, so that gives our piece up, over, and down. And it looks like we're up, over, and down, and then we've got our pieces across. Looks like we've got a couple of little hydraulic pieces that are going to be going across and setting on that arm. So let's do that by seeing if we can reuse one of the things we've already made, this guy right here. Zoom in just a little bit on him. There we go. Let's just grab this guy up. Control D. Let's bring him around. And let's switch our object to world so that when I move him around, he'll move the way I expect him to. so we've got something with a little more distance on him. And let's see if we can't reset that to him. There we go. Angle this guy up. Let's scale him down just ever so slightly. And then we'll go to our top view so we can figure out where does he go. And that is where we want him to go. And then we're going to be looking at what kind of piece do we have there. Looks like we've got a little cylinder connected to another cylinder. There's a lot of cylinder action going on in here. So I'm just going to, actually I'm going to create a new cylinder for no other reason than just to make a new one. There we go. And let's drop his down to 12. There we go. Zoom in on our selection here. Go into our face mode, just so we can get refreshed and we can be reminded of our little bevel that we want to add to it, our modeling tool, our beveling, a couple of our segments, take our fraction down just a little bit. We'll take that down to about a 0.05. There we go. Back into our object mode. And we have the larger one that this is going to set in. So we want it where it just covers both sides of it. We check our top view. We can probably see that's just enough so that that piece can set in on it. There we go. Go back to our object mode, and I'm going to go into Control D. We're going to make another copy here. This one's going to be our little inside piece there. Alright, about there should do it. We'll just drag that guy all the way over. There we go. And then we've got one little connection piece at the top as well. So we've got the bottom one answered, but then we've got one right there at the top. So one more piece that connects up there. So let's get that guy done. In fact, let's give this guy a little color first. There we go. And we'll make a copy of that. Take that one up there. We'll just line that line up right there. And then we'll line that midline up with that midline. And then we'll see if we can get that. Oh, I see there's a little bit more of a rotation on it. So we'll have to just get that a little bit closer. I forgot that one was on an angle. There we go. And I'm going to make that just a little bit bigger because we want it to look like it can really hang on to it. There we go. And with that, let's move our pieces in. This one's going to be a little bit thinner because it's connecting to something that's a little bit smaller, doesn't need as much on it. There we go. It's got a great little piece right there. Just going to group those together, select them and hit Control G. Going to reset that point. Control D, let's go to our top view. Control D one more time. angle looking good right there. All right, that's a nice looking piece right there. Okay. So we're looking good. We've made it past all to here, and down to here. I think the next piece that we really can tackle is we'll go ahead and tackle these metal arm pieces, and then we'll work on that little hydraulic underneath, and we'll get to that next.